What to do not to be a loser. Watch before it's too late. There comes a moment in every man's life when the mirror stops lying. When the excuses no longer sound convincing. When the difference between what he could have been and what he has become feels like a knife twisting in his chest. That moment, the silent confrontation with oneself, is the birthplace of change. It's also the moment most people run away from. They distract themselves with comfort, noise, or temporary pleasure. They scroll, they blame, they wait. And slowly, their potential dies, not in a dramatic explosion, but in quiet neglect. A loser is not born. He is made, by the decisions he refuses to make, by the habits he tolerates, and by the fears he worships. If you don't want to become one, you have to understand this truth deeply. Life doesn't punish you for your weakness, it simply mirrors it. The disease of comfort. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they're addicted to comfort. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, you deserve a break, even when you haven't earned one. It tells you that tomorrow will be the day you start, that one more hour of distraction won't matter. But comfort is not rest, it's decay disguised as peace. It slowly drains your discipline, your hunger, your drive. And once you get used to it, it's nearly impossible to return to the fire. Winners understand this. They know that comfort is the enemy of greatness. They use discomfort as a tool, they lean into it, adapt, and grow stronger because of it. If you want to stop losing, start by stepping deliberately into discomfort every day. Because that's where transformation begins. The mirror of responsibility. Every failure, every regret, every disappointment in your life has one common denominator: you. That's the hardest truth to accept, but also the most liberating one. Losers blame. Winners reflect. When something goes wrong, losers point outward, at luck, circumstances, or people. Winners point inward, they ask, what can I do better next time? Responsibility is not a burden, it's freedom. Because the moment you realize everything is your fault, you also realize everything is within your power to change. If your life feels stuck, it's not because the universe hates you. It's because you haven't taken full ownership yet. Discipline, the weapon of the few. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation fades, discipline remains. A disciplined man does what must be done even when he doesn't feel like it. He trains when tired, learns when bored, stays consistent when others quit. And over time, his discipline compounds into results that seem unbelievable to those who never learn to control themselves. Most people wait for inspiration. The strong act without it. If you want to stop losing, forget motivation. Build habits that operate like armor. Discipline is the ultimate rebellion against mediocrity. The power of focus. We live in an age of distraction, where everyone's attention is fragmented and cheap. Losers consume everything. Winners choose selectively. Your focus determines your future. Every hour wasted on trivial things, gossip, scrolling, useless arguments, is an hour stolen from your purpose. The people you admire aren't smarter or luckier. They simply guard their attention like it's sacred. They understand that focus creates momentum, and momentum creates destiny. If you want to stop losing, protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. The psychology of losers. There's a pattern that defines losers, a mindset that guarantees mediocrity. It goes like this: 1. Excuse, I could have done it, but. 2. Blame, they have it easier than me. 3. Comfort, it's not that bad. 4. Denial, I'm fine. 5. Resentment, the world is unfair. This loop repeats endlessly until life forces a brutal awakening, or until it's too late. The tragedy? Most people never wake up. They drift through existence, always talking about what they'll do one day. If you recognize any of this in yourself, that's good. Awareness is painful, but it's the beginning of power. The courage to change. To stop being a loser, you must do what most people fear: face yourself completely. Sit alone in silence and ask, what am I avoiding? Ask, what part of me have I been protecting instead of improving? The answers will hurt. They're supposed to. Because pain is not your enemy, avoidance is. Change begins when you stop running. When you accept the discomfort of honesty and turn it into fuel. Courage doesn't mean feeling fearless. It means acting even when you are afraid. The importance of standards. Losers lower their standards to fit their reality. Winners raise their reality to meet their standards. If you tolerate laziness, disrespect, or mediocrity, you will live surrounded by it. If you demand more from yourself, the world will eventually match your expectations. High standards repel weak people and attract strong ones. That's how you build an environment that shapes you into someone powerful. Stop asking, what can I get away with? Start asking, what do I demand from myself? Your life will rise or fall to the level of that question. Philosophy of power. Philosophers from the ancient world understood this truth long before modern psychology. Nietzsche taught that suffering refines the soul and that comfort is the death of greatness. Marcus Aurelius believed that every hardship is an opportunity for virtue. Socrates warned that the unexamined life is not worth living. All their wisdom points to one idea: self-mastery is the foundation of strength. If you lose control of your habits, your thoughts, and your emotions, you will lose control of your destiny. The choice that defines you every day: you make a choice, to evolve or to decay. You can wake up and fight for your future, or you can scroll through your phone and pretend you're fine. One path leads to growth. The other leads to quiet misery. No one can make that choice for you. Life doesn't wait. Every day you waste is a debt that the future will collect with interest. If you want to stop being a loser, start today. Not next week. Not when it's convenient. Now. Because one day, too late will arrive, and it will stay. The hidden enemy within the real enemy isn't the world. It's not other people. It's not bad luck or unfairness. The real enemy lives inside you, the voice that says it's okay to quit, the whisper that justifies weakness, the endless internal negotiation between who you are and who you could be. That voice is subtle. It speaks in excuses that sound logical. You're tired. You'll start tomorrow. You've already done enough. But every time you listen to it, you feed the part of you that loses. Winning in life is not about fighting others, it's about mastering this inner dialogue. The battle is internal. Every moment you resist comfort, you grow. Every time you act despite fear, you evolve. And the paradox is this: the more battles you win inside, the fewer you'll have to fight outside. The price of weakness. Weakness doesn't announce itself. It creeps in quietly. It disguises itself as kindness, tolerance, or patience. But in reality, it's fear wearing a mask. You can't build a strong life from weak foundations. You can't command respect if you don't respect yourself. And you can't lead anyone, not even yourself, if you're afraid of confrontation, rejection, or failure. Life doesn't pity weakness. It exploits it. The people who use you, the opportunities you miss, the love that slips away, all of it is the cost of remaining weak. If you want to stop losing, you must become dangerous, not cruel, but capable. Strong enough to protect your peace. Confident enough to say no. Wise enough to walk away from what drains you. The power of solitude. If you always need noise, validation, or company, you'll never truly know yourself. Solitude is the training ground of the strong. When you sit alone, no distractions, no phone, no voices, the truth begins to surface. You meet your real self, your fears, insecurities, and unfulfilled desires. Most people can't handle that, so they keep themselves busy to avoid it. But solitude purifies your mind. It strengthens your focus, deepens your insight, and recharges your willpower. It's in solitude that vision is born. The great thinkers, warriors, and creators of history, they all understood this. They withdrew from the noise of the world to build an unshakable core. If you want to stop losing, learn to be alone, and comfortable with it. The value of time. The biggest illusion in life is thinking you have time. You don't. Every day is one less opportunity to become the person you were meant to be. Time is the only currency you can never earn back. And losers spend it carelessly, on gossip, distractions, meaningless relationships. Winners treat time as sacred. They guard it fiercely, invest it wisely, and spend it on growth, purpose, and creation. Ask yourself, how many hours have I wasted today? And then realize, those hours are gone forever. The difference between success and failure is not talent, it's how you use your time. Mastering your mind. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. A weak mind creates chaos, it overthinks, doubts, procrastinates. A strong mind creates order, it focuses, decides, and acts. Mental mastery begins with awareness. Notice your thoughts, but don't obey them blindly. Question your emotions. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does this feeling make me stronger or weaker? The Stoics called this the art of ruling oneself. Because if you can't rule your mind, you'll be ruled by your impulses, and that's the essence of losing. The man who controls his mind can endure any storm. The man who doesn't will drown in calm waters. The reality of success. Success is not glamorous. It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's full of days when nothing seems to work and no one believes in you. Losers quit in that phase, they crave validation and quick results. Winners stay. They grind in silence. They trust the process. Real success grows underground, invisible, until one day it breaks through, and everyone calls it luck. The truth is simple: if you stay consistent long enough, life has no choice but to reward you. Becoming unshakable. The strongest people you'll ever meet aren't loud or boastful. They move quietly, with calm confidence. Because their power doesn't come from ego, it comes from mastery. You become unshakable when your peace no longer depends on other people's behavior. When your worth no longer depends on praise. When your happiness no longer depends on comfort. That's real power, not control over others, but control over yourself. The death of potential. Every man dies twice, once when his heart stops beating, and once when his dreams do. The second death happens to most people long before the first. They stop trying, stop growing, stop believing. They settle for a life that doesn't challenge them because it feels safe. But safety is the cage of the soul. You were not born to exist, you were born to evolve. Ask yourself, have I already started dying? If you have, then it's time to rise again. Rebirth through discipline. The moment you decide to change, you're reborn. But rebirth isn't gentle, it's war. You'll have to kill your old self, the lazy one, the fearful one, the one who wasted time. Every day will demand a new version of you, and you'll fail many times. But each failure will forge you sharper, harder, stronger. Discipline is not punishment, it's transformation. It's the process of burning away weakness until only strength remains. You will lose people. You will lose comfort. You will lose excuses. But in exchange, you'll gain power, clarity, and freedom. Final truth. There's no secret formula to stop being a loser. There's only this: face yourself, take responsibility, and never stop evolving. Because the world doesn't reward potential, it rewards results. And results belong to those who act, not those who wait. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for luck. Stop saying someday. Do it now. Before it's too late. The mirror test. If you want to know whether you're on the right path, look in the mirror, not for your face, but for your truth. Ask yourself, am I proud of the man I see? Not proud of what you wear, what you own, or how others see you, but proud of how you think, how you act, how you show up when no one is watching. That reflection doesn't lie. It shows you the consequences of your choices. It reveals whether you've been disciplined or distracted, courageous or cowardly. And if you look and feel shame, don't hide from it. Let it wake you up. Because the moment you become honest with yourself, you regain power. Losers avoid the mirror, winners confront it. The comfort trap. Comfort is a slow poison. It feels good now but kills your potential over time. Every man who has achieved greatness had to walk away from comfort. Because comfort feeds weakness, while discomfort sharpens the soul. When you choose comfort over challenge, you choose decay over growth. It's not that comfort is evil, it's that it's addictive. It teaches you to live below your capacity. You stop chasing meaning because you're too busy chasing pleasure. Real success requires voluntary discomfort. Waking up early. Studying while others sleep. Saying no to distractions. Facing fear head-on. Those small acts of discipline are the antidote to comfort. Because the truth is simple, what's easy now becomes hard later, and what's hard now becomes easy later. The fear of failure. Failure doesn't destroy people. The fear of it does. Most people don't live, they just exist inside the walls of their own fear. They fear judgment, so they conform. They fear rejection, so they hide their truth. They fear a loss, so they never take risks. But the irony is, by avoiding pain, they create it. Fear is a liar that disguises itself as logic. It tells you that waiting is wise, that safety is smart, but all it really does is steal your time. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite it. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to move through it. Because on the other side of fear lies freedom, the kind that only the brave ever taste. The power of responsibility. Responsibility is not a burden, it's a key. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you stop being a victim. You stop blaming your parents, society, or fate. You realize that even if it's not your fault, it's still your responsibility. That's where power begins. Because if you created your current reality through inaction or poor choices, then you also have the power to create a better one. Losers give away responsibility because it excuses them from trying. Winners take it, because it gives them control. Taking responsibility means facing the truth: your life is the sum of your habits, thoughts, and standards. Change them, and your reality changes. No one is coming to save you. But the good news is, you don't need saving. You just need to start acting like the hero of your own story. The strength of persistence. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in 5 years. They quit too early because they can't endure the slow phase, the invisible grind where results are not yet visible but growth is happening underneath. Persistence is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the quiet repetition of effort that builds momentum. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Because even small steps, taken daily, compound into transformation. There will be days when nothing works. When motivation dies. When no one believes in you. That's where persistence becomes sacred. Because persistence is not about excitement, it's about commitment. The most dangerous man in the world is not the fastest or smartest, it's the one who never stops moving forward. The warrior's mindset: you were not born to live an easy life. You were born to overcome, to build, to grow through struggle. The modern world teaches softness, to avoid pain, to seek validation, to crave constant comfort. But those who embrace struggle become rare, and rare becomes powerful. A warrior is not someone who fights others, it's someone who fights himself daily. Against laziness, distraction, and fear. You don't need to scream strength, real power is silent. It's in your eyes, your posture, your calm. It's in the way you walk through chaos and remain unshaken. Life will test you, through loss, betrayal, failure. But every test is an invitation to evolve. You either grow through it or die inside it. So, when pain comes, don't ask why me. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? The legacy you leave at the end of it all, nothing material will matter. Not the cars, the clothes, or the likes. What will matter is who you became and how you made others feel. Every decision you make today is writing your legacy. Each day you waste is a page torn from the book of your life. You can live as a cautionary tale, or as an inspiration. You can be remembered as someone who existed, or someone who lived. Legacy isn't built in a single grand act. It's built in the quiet daily choice to be better than yesterday. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize, you were never meant to be a loser. You were meant to rise, to fight, to become the person your younger self needed. So don't waste another day. Don't die with your potential still inside you. Do the hard things now, while you still can. Because the real tragedy in life isn't failure. It's regret. And the clock is ticking. The moment you decide to fight back, to rise, to change, to lead yourself, is the moment you stop losing. That's the day you start living. That's the day you win.